$1,000, depending on where you live and your cost of living. Larry Special 101, I'm trying to get into database administration. Very cool. That's a very hot field as well. Honestly, anything in tech right now is, especially in the cloud side. Larry, if you're learning database admin, check out roadmap.sh. They have a roadmap on becoming a database admin. Username 10101. Azure has AI Foundation cert. Is that part of cloud? Yes, it is, because you can do AI stuff within the cloud. Let's see. It's Jamal J. Cody, I was laid off as a tech recruiter. Can I send you my resume for assistance? I have Scrum experience. So I actually have a resume kit in my bio, as well as one-on-one meetings, where I can talk to you one-on-one. I mean, I could probably look over your resume, but and maybe give you a few pointers. So yeah, feel free to send it to me. I've got my email posted in my bio as well as my Discord. So either way, hit me up there. Happy to help you out. And with that said, a lot of the advice I'm giving and things I'm talking about is my own personal knowledge and personal experience, right? It doesn't mean it's 100% going to work for you. Certifications worked for me, but you know, whether it's a boot camp, university and college, self-study, or certifications, you know, they're all viable paths, and it just depends what you have time and money for, right? So yeah, let's see. Can you get a decent full-time job with CompTIA Plus cert? I'm testing next week, thanks. Says Pi Double. So the thing I want you to know about certifications is that I'm not trying to say that going to get a certification is going to guarantee you this amount of money. Nor is it going to guarantee you a job. You're more likely to get a job because of the certification. And for example, this list comes from a survey done by Skillsoft. It's a company that surveyed 4,000 people across the US, and there are people that worked in IT, and this was the averages they found. It's pretty cool. Check out my most recent video about it, and I've also got the link to the study on my Discord server. But yes, it will help you get a job, but don't get the ego of, hey, you know, I'm 5X certified with Amazon. You owe me a job because I'm smart enough to do it, right? Don't go into that mentality. There are some people, I've seen employers require college degrees. I've seen employers require certifications. And then I've seen the opposite of it. I've seen people, companies that don't want degrees or it doesn't matter, or employers that do not hire people with certifications because they think they have big egos. So it just depends on the company, the hiring manager, and the manager, honestly. Baycoon says, I'm thinking about jumping from web dev to cybersecurity. Honestly, you would probably make more money in web development and being a software engineer. But cybersecurity is definitely worth checking out. I would maybe check out the Security Plus certification. I care more about your interest in home projects than A+, says Pat Ajax. See, exactly. So it just depends on the person and the hiring manager. A+, I would say, I would recommend A+ to you if you have no tech experience, you haven't helped your friends and family troubleshoot their computers, that type of thing. But if you're tech savvy, you're helping your friends and family build computers, you're building your own computer, that type of thing, then you could probably skip A+, do something like Network Plus or CCNA. Mustang 950, you're welcome. I appreciate you guys helping each other out in the chat. Really means a lot when you guys help each other out. I can't get to everyone's questions sometimes, and just know I'm trying to get to as many as I can, but sometimes I miss some and it's not intentional. Where are these salaries from? So like I said, I just did a video about it, but this is done by a company called Skillsoft. I have the link to the survey in my Discord channel under the career channel. Again, it was a survey that they did over 4,000 people in the US, and there's some really cool stats there. As you can see here, let me just do a little brief intro to what I've got going on here. You get points for commenting, sharing, liking, or gifting. And then once you reach level 2, you can run this global command right here that's coming across the screen to do things like changing my lights and other things like that. I'm just kind of doing this as a passion project. Right now, I'm not making really any money off of TikTok. I just like sharing my experience with people and helping them get into tech. I usually do these lives every 2 to 3 days. It's been a while since I've done it. I did one a few days ago, but with the holidays and things at work, it got really busy. So now I'm just getting back in the flow of things. So we're kind of a small group now while I build back up to where I was. But yeah. Let's see. Let's get back to some more questions. Can I learn directly Solutions Architect without passing Cloud Pract or other? So usually Solutions Architect jobs are typically a more senior role. The certification, like the associate, you could probably do that certification with a few months of training. The professional is very difficult, and I would not recommend it unless you have cloud experience at least a year. Why is no one hiring an AWS cloud practitioner? So the cloud practitioner is typically for people that need to speak cloud lingo or managers. If you're looking at technical roles, the cloud practitioner you're not really going to get hired off of. And again, I'll preface certifications by saying just because you're certified doesn't mean you're guaranteed a salary nor a job. But if you compare person A without a certification, person B exactly the same, but they have a certification, I might choose the person more with the certification, right? Hey, Miss Savvy, thanks for joining. Really appreciate you being here. What do you think about WGU University Cloud Computing Program? It has certs mixed in. Yeah, so those of you who don't know what WGU is, Western Governors University. It's a competency-based university, meaning like I could take my 5 AWS certifications and get class credit for them. I've seen people complete master's degrees in months. It's crazy. So it's a good program. I wouldn't do your generals there though because it's expensive. So there's ways around that. There's a whole community built around workarounds for WGU. So do your research. But yeah, it's if you're wanting a degree in tech, it's definitely a great option. Is there tech exercises and home training to help with A+ level stuff? Yes. PI Double. Actually, I have a Break Into Tech channel on my Discord with these resources. ProfessorMesser.com is by far the best, and it's free. He has free YouTube training videos for all the CompTIA certs, A+, Network, and Security+. When I did my CompTIA certs, I actually bought his study notes. They're like 10 to 20 bucks. They were worth every penny because there was a lot of memorization. Helped me out tremendously. So yeah, definitely check out ProfessorMesser.com. Larry Special says he passed his Security+. Very cool. It's a good cert to have. A lot of companies that work for government or government employees are required to have that cert. So it's a good one to get. What's the first certificate to get? What should I make my first job after getting a cert? So it just depends what you want to do, Zaz33. If you want to work in tech and work on the infrastructure side of tech, by that I mean cybersecurity, networking, cloud, server administration, help desk, then get a certification. If you're tech savvy, you could probably skip A+ and go straight to Network+. But if you're not tech savvy, you're not helping friends and family troubleshoot and fix their computers, probably start with A+. Then you can either get a help desk job, a junior sysadmin, a junior network admin, that type of thing. Check out the CompTIA site. They've got all this information posted on the website. I'm guessing those salaries only are true if you got some years of experience. Yes. So this was done. They surveyed over 4,000 people across the U.S. It's a company called Skillsoft. I have the link to the survey in my bio. But yes, this is typically people with a few years of experience. And they usually actually hold multiple certs. So someone that just has like the GCP Cloud Digital Leader, they actually probably have 2 or 3 other certs on top of it, is according to the survey. Typically entry level, you're anywhere from 40 to 60,000, depending on where you live. That's what I started out as. I have a degree in hospitality, worked in the hotel industry, got sick of being yelled at by hotel guests, moved to cloud, started out as a desktop support tech, making 40,000, moved up to system admin, making about 60, moved my way up to cloud engineer, making about 75, and then cloud architect, 6 figures. So that was 4 roles, all within one company. I now work for AWS, Amazon Web Services, as a technical account manager, and hold 5 AWS certs, 1 Google Cloud cert, and the CompTIA Security Plus. GBGGG, can you check out my cybersecurity portfolio website? Just a glance would be appreciated. Yeah, feel free to hit me up. Either DM me in TikTok or message me on my Discord server or shoot me an email. All my socials are posted in my bio. Looks like Baycoon hit level 2. Very cool. Bay, you're now level 2. You can trigger my GoV lights back here, right here behind me. Just run this show global command, and you should be able to see the commands that you can run the GoV lights. It's kind of cool. Something extra I gave to give some people to play around with it while I'm answering people's questions. I appreciate y'all being here and hanging out with me. If you wouldn't mind giving the screen a few double taps to send some likes, we're up to 1.8. If we could get to 2,000, that would be super cool. Again, I just kind of do this as a passion project. I love helping people out and sharing my experience. But it's just that, my experience, right? So please do your own research on what's best for you. Certifications worked for me. They may not work for you. But, whether it's university, certification, self-study, or boot camps, they're all viable paths. It's just what we got time and money for, right? AWS is laying off people with so much experience. Why would they hire a newbie? So it's not just AWS laying people off. Google, Microsoft, Spotify. There's over 50,000 people let off recently. But those people are landing on their feet and they're getting jobs within just a few weeks. The tech industry is still so hot right now, even with the economy, that they are having hard time finding help. So I guarantee you could pick up a help desk job. If you have some sort of customer service skills, they will teach you the tech part. They will teach you that, because most likely the company is going to use different tech from another company and they've got to teach it to you anyways. All you have to do is be able to show that you're able to learn and able to progress, right? In tech, you're always learning, you're always moving up, you're always keeping up with the latest, greatest. So as long as you can show that, you have a little customer service skills, answering phones, emails, and chats, you'll be good, I guarantee it. It will take patience, it will take persistence to get a job, but as long as you're customizing your resume for every job you apply for, you're networking with people that do what you want to do, and you're practicing your interviewing skills, I guarantee you if you do those 3 things, you will get a job. As an example, my desktop support job that I've got, making 40,000, it was meeting somebody on a Discord channel server that had posted a job. He sent me the link to go apply. I applied. He told the hiring manager about me. I got bypassed the ATS system. That way the hiring manager knew my name directly, and I got an interview and I was able to show my skills and knowledge and show that I was able to learn more, right? Holy crap. Who just sent that? That is very cool. Parsa 1000, hands, hearts. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Very cool. We're up to 3.5, which is awesome. Professor Messer is outstanding. Got me through A+, Network Plus, and Security Plus without much else. Yep, Professor Messer, he's the GOAT. Parsta, because of that gift that you just sent, you are now level 16. Or is that, yeah, you're level 16. I need to make way more levels. This app that I use to do the layouts and the chat command and the pop-ups and everything has like a game you can play, but I've only been able to set it up for a few things. But if you type this exclamation point commands in the chat, it should pop up a little window right here showing you how to run the Govee commands, where you can change my lights back here. Paris 1 or 000. If it doesn't work, let me know and we can make sure it works for you. But yeah, you should be able to change my Govee lights and checking out the different commands with the exclamation point commands. So yep, you can either change them to blue, green, or red. Don't do blue because they're already blue. So either choose green or red and it should change. Thanks for the roses, Alexa. Very cool. What do you think about mobile app developer? Honestly, software developers, mobile app developers make a ton of money. I wouldn't worry about getting certified as a software developer or mobile app developer. You're going to work on building projects and showing those to in like some sort of portfolio or website, and then that's how you're going to get hired. Typically, software engineers, developers, programmers don't really do certifications. There are certifications, but you're focused more on building things. All right, if I don't get your question or comment, I'm not skipping it on purpose. We're starting to get a lot of comments in here, so just bear with me. So there you go. Miss Savvy got it. So you have to do exclamation point Govee green, Govee blue, Govee red. Miss Savvy, I didn't realize you were number 2. Very cool. All right, let me answer some more questions. Again, apologize, not skipping it on purpose. Alexa Miche just got the number 1 badge. Very cool. So we've got 4 people at level 2. Paris, Bakun, Alexa, Miss Savvy. You'll have the ability to change my lights back there while I'm answering questions. All right. Sorry, let's see where we're at. How long did it take you to advance in your career? So I went from desktop support to cloud architect in 3 years. Username 101, where do I search for these workarounds that you mentioned? What prompts should I search? Check out my Discord. I have like 6 channels of resources and links. If you don't mind, how long between each time different position for you? So I was a desktop support for 6 months. I was system admin for a year. I was... Nice. System admin for a year, cloud engineer for 6 months, and then cloud architect for a year. Unknowing Jiggy. So I don't really have any boot camps that I could recommend because I haven't been through any personally, so I would have a hard time recommending any. But the thing I'll say about boot camps is please do your own research when choosing a boot camp. There's a ton of bad ones out there, but there are also some good ones. So please, before you go spend thousands of dollars on a boot camp, please do your research. Speak to several people before you join. The thing you should be getting out of a boot camp is not only learning something, but they should be able to hook you up with companies to get you a job afterwards. I got hired for help desk from retail because of customer service stuff and now work as network admin. Says AX42. It's a very common path to go from a help desk job to like system admin or network admin. Very common. Pi Double, I'm an accountant. What would it be good to ask my job's tech manager if I could transfer to work for him? Honestly, what I would do is go to that tech manager and ask to shadow for a day or two. If you're working as accountant, go to your tech department, shadow them, show them that you're interested, have them teach you some things, see if it is really something for you. Show them that you're interested. Maybe then start getting the A+ or network certification, and then they'll see, hey, oh man, this guy's taking an interest in IT. He'd be a good one to have, and that's a really good way to do it. You give so much good info, says Paris 000. You're welcome. So I've worked in the tech industry for about 10 years, cloud for about 4. Again, it's just my own experience, own knowledge, and I love sharing it with you guys and everyone, and helping everyone out. So really appreciate y'all and be here. We just hit 4,000 likes, which is awesome. If you don't mind giving a few double taps on the screen, it really helps me out. Again, I don't make any money from TikTok. Hopefully that will change with some sponsorships soon, but right now it's kind of just my own personal project. I do work for Amazon Web Services, but everything here is my own opinion. I don't represent them at all, so just take that as a note as well. UGC Jenny, I did project planning degree in Uganda and a SIPS supply chain cert, but still hard to get a job. And yeah, that's outside of tech, so I couldn't really speak a whole lot about that. My experience is in the tech world: system admin, server admin, cloud engineer, cloud architect, DevOps, that kind of stuff. All right. TFM, I'm a help desk right now trying to get a job in cloud or cybersecurity, but feeling stuck. What are you feeling stuck in, TFM? Honestly, I've seen people work help desk for multiple years, and it's because they stop learning, or they don't have any way to move up in their current company. Don't be afraid to go interview for other companies. You actually, if you've worked in your help desk job for longer than a year, I would start looking elsewhere if you're not getting a promotion where you're at. And I almost guarantee you're going to make 10 to 20% more than you're making right now, especially if you have that work experience. You're not probably going to go straight to cloud or cybersecurity. You could probably get an entry-level cloud or entry-level cybersecurity role, like junior SOC analyst, junior cloud engineer, that type of thing. But you're probably going to want more either networking experience or server admin experience first before you jump into cloud or cybersecurity. To pharmacists, you see all these layoffs going on to tech companies, to devs and technicians. Yeah, so this last week was crazy with layoffs. It's pretty wild. But those with experience are getting jobs within just a few weeks. What is the best certification for someone in supply chain? Again, that's outside of tech. I'm not really familiar with, to be honest. Come and get the pressure. Where did you start with customer support? So I actually have a degree in hotel management, a bachelor's degree. I worked in the hospitality industry managing a 5-star Marriott at the front office. Got sick of people yelling at me and got my first desktop support job for the state of Utah, making $40,000. I got Security Plus certified, and that's how I got that job. After 6 months, I moved up to system admin, making about $60,000. And then I got a cloud certification and moved to a cloud engineer. And then I got a cloud architect certification and moved to a cloud architect role. Could you explain what DevOps engineering is all about? Knowing Jiggy22. Absolutely. So DevOps is mixed. It's more of a methodology and a way of doing things. So someone mentioned Agile earlier. DevOps is a way of deploying and doing operations, development and operations at the same time. You'll often hear DevOps in the software development world, where DevOps integrates and automates software deployment. So not only are you, helping push a pipeline where the software gets deployed, but you're also helping manage the infrastructure, doing things like infrastructure as code. AWS has a really good article on this. So if you're interested in DevOps, definitely check out what is DevOps. Just Google what is DevOps, AWS. That article will come up. It's a really good one. Also, if you're interested in becoming a DevOps engineer, there's a website called roadmap.sh that has a roadmap for not only software engineers, database admins, but DevOps engineers as well as other software engineers. I have all these resources posted in my Discord, so feel free to check them out there as well. What do you think of Udemy, says Kevin762. I really like Udemy, specifically with my 5 AWS certs that I got within 3 months. I had a Udemy subscription, which I took Stefan Merrick's AWS courses, and I did Neil Davis's practice exams. That's how I passed all 5 of my AWS certs. And then any topic I needed to dive deeper on, I bought Adrian Cantrell's course on whatever cert it was. How can you make your resume better if you're currently a nurse transitioning to IT? So I actually have a resume kit in my bio if you're interested. And it's for either people coming out of college, people transitioning careers, or people coming out of high school, or experienced tech as well. So definitely check that out. But the thing you should be doing with your resume, Paris, is you need to be customizing it for every role you apply for. So take a job description, and the worst thing though you can do is lie. Don't go say, all right, the job requirements require Kubernetes, it requires DevOps, it requires Python. Don't go put Python and Kubernetes in your resume if you don't know it, right? The biggest mistake I see people make is, the job mentioned Python. I know what Python is. I don't use it day to day. Or, I've never written a script, but they put it in their resume because they know what it is. Biggest mistake. So, but just take that job description and put it in your resume, and that will help you out tremendously. DJ Alexander, had my performance review today. Manager wants me to get into ITIL. Yay or nay? ITIL is actually really good to learn, DJ. I would highly recommend it. Not only ITIL, but agile development. There is a certification for ITIL, and if your company is kind of gearing that way, which most are, I would say at the very least, it's at least worth learning. It may not be worth getting the certification unless your company's going to pay for it, but it would be valuable knowledge and definitely worth learning ITIL. ITIL. For those of you that are not familiar with what ITIL is trying to remember the acronym. Information Technology Infrastructure Library is what it is. It's a dedicated practice of activities and IT service management, essentially, and asset management. It's just a philosophy, kind of like DevOps, essentially. Let's see. If you guys, if you don't mind giving a few double taps on the screen, I'd greatly appreciate it. We're up to 6,000, which is very cool. We have Parsa at level 17, Baykoon at level 3, Miss Savvy at level 3, and Alexa at level 2. Above level 2, you can trigger my Govee commands. And to see those commands, you just type exclamation point commands, and you'll see the Govee commands that you can then put in the chat to change them from red, green, or blue. Do you have any suggestions for me if I want to move from help desk to cybersecurity? I would not worry about what cybersecurity job you get. Just get into cybersecurity in any way you can. And if you need to get CompTIA Security Plus certified, that would help. But don't worry about taking a junior role if you already have tech experience. So like a junior SOC analyst role or something like that. But what you're not going to do is go from help desk to pen tester, right? That's not going to happen. You don't have that experience. People want to see the sexy side of cybersecurity. And honestly, I wanted to get into cybersecurity when I was desktop support and help desk, but when I learned that to get to that role, I had to climb a little bit. I didn't want to do the analyst role where there's a lot of logs, just reviewing logs, doing reports, and I am not that person. So I ended up not going into that. I still have the knowledge. It still helps me today. But yeah, and then networking with people in cybersecurity. Find those creators like the Cyber Mentor. He's got a whole community of people in tech. So here's the Govee commands you just saw right there. For people level 2 and above. Do cloud architects do a lot of coding, asked Miss Savvy? I wouldn't say they do a lot of coding, but it definitely is helpful to know like Python or Terraform, anything like that, because you're doing a lot of automation as a cloud architect and cloud engineer. Cloud architect, not as much, because you're usually designing, but some architects are actually implementing as well. So I would say it's at least helpful to know some sort of scripting language like Bash or PowerShell, and then maybe even something like Python. You are very young DevOps. It says Cosmic Rect. I'm not sure what you mean by that. I've worked in tech for about 10 years and cloud for about 4. What do you think of certified Scrum product owner? Scrum is a great role to have, and it's a vital part of like a DevOps, Agile methodology, and especially if that company is doing software development, Scrum owner is a great role to have. Thanks for the roses, Miss Savvy. Really appreciate it. And thank you for those that are liking and sharing and double tapping the screen. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We are almost up to 10,000 likes, which is very cool. If I don't get to your question or comment, not skipping it on purpose, a lot of comments coming in right now, feel free to hit me up on my socials. I've got it in my bio as well. Either email me, message me on TikTok. TikTok added the ability where you can DM me now without being a friend. So I've got everyone turned on for my DMs. Or hit me up in my Discord. I've got all my Discord resources as well. Anything that you see here, any of the tech I'm using, my cameras, any of this computer, any of it is posted in my Discord. Any of the links or any of the information you hear me talking about, it is all in my Discord, and it is free to join. Thanks. I'm going to ask my jobs tech manager if I could shadow someone soon. Very cool. Honestly, that's the best way of doing it. TFM, I've been in IT for about 5 months and studying my Sec Plus and doing cloud projects on the side. See, that's exactly what you need to be doing. But be patient. You're only 5 months into it. You still have a lot to learn. You can move up, but don't be put off if you're not moving up, even within a year. Give it time. It does take time. But don't stop learning. Be patient. Be persistent. Shadow people that do what you want to do. Network with other people, and if it comes down to it, TFM, you may have to interview at a different company if that role doesn't come along. But the best thing you can do is be prepared for the opportunities that when they do come, you're ready. So having that Security Plus, having that cloud knowledge is only going to help you. Thank you for answering. Cloud server, if an app works, saves on cloud. When message deleted in an app, it deletes on server too. Not sure what you mean by that. Sorry, Cosmic. Where can I learn about GitHub? I actually have a GitHub book posted in my tech resources, but honestly, GitHub has documentation. The best thing I could say for learning any type of tech is the docs, right? Either that or some sort of content creator teaching, like Udemy or something like that. But honestly, I learned more from reading documentation than anything. As a cloud practitioner, did they expect you to be familiar with AWS cloud settings, like first day of job? So cloud practitioner, I would say, is more of like learning cloud lingo and what the cloud is. I want to say having the cloud practitioner from AWS certification, you're not really going to know how to navigate and do things in the cloud, in the console in AWS. But what it is good for is like managers or those that want to learn more about the cloud. If you're already tech savvy, I'd probably skip the cloud practitioner and do something like the AWS Solutions Architect Associate Cert. That's where you're going to learn to actually do things in the console. What is an effective strategy when taking and getting ready for A+ exam? This stuff can be hard to digest, says Kyle Kicks Rocks. So honestly, Kyle, the way I learn best is not by studying 1 to 2 hours every day, but rather, I'll take a full 8-hour day once a week and sit down and study. Because I usually feel when I was doing 1 or 2 hours a day, I'd start just getting in the groove, start learning, and then I'd stop. So I take a full 8-hour day once a week and just bust through a bunch of videos, go through and, like deploy something, do whatever lab the training has, and I'll just kind of go through it and learn as I go. And that's been helpful for me. That's helped me get all 5 of my AWS certifications, as well as my Security Plus and Google Cloud. How did you set this stream up? So I actually have a TikTok stream key that allows me to do this. I have a Sony a6400 camera here, and then I have a Elgato face cam here, and then I've got my ultra wide and custom Windows PC. Paris, I see you trying to do the commands. You need to do !gov green, and then it will work. !gov blue, and then it will work. I didn't get the link for the resume kit. I checked my spam. So once you buy the resume kit, Paris, I actually have to send it out manually. So I will do it right after this stream. Unfortunately, it's not something I have set up where it automatically sends you the files. My apologies. That's why I ask for your email once you buy the resume kit, because I actually have to mail it to you myself. So just give me after this stream, and I'll get the resume kit to you. I really appreciate you buying it. It's usually something I don't really advertise, but it's something I like sharing with people just in case they need resume help. Let's see. Fazin Mo, I've been trying to connect and ask if anyone on a 2-year contact training program. Not sure what you mean. Come and go, get this pressure. If a message app has a cloud server for a user message, if you delete the app, does it delete in the app cloud server? I guess it just depends on the app and the server and the deployment, honestly. That's a pretty vague statement without knowing specifics. It'd be hard to tell you. If there's a specific reason you're asking that, come and get this pressure, feel free to hit me up on Discord. Happy to walk you through whatever problem you're having. Hyperion. So I actually have a playlist about me building this PC. I use a Mac for my day-to-day work, and it'd been since high school since I had a gaming machine. So this last year, I finally was fortunate enough to have extra money to go buy a Lil & Lee PC kit or PC case. It's the mini, and a GeForce 3080, as well as a bunch of the streamer here that you see. I've got all this posted in my tech gear. There's a playlist on me building this if you want to see that. And then I have my Odyssey ultra wide here, my Elgato Wave 3, a Sony cam, and then some of my gaming stuff. So yeah. Sorry that was confusing. Would you recommend Revatcher? I have not. That name sounds familiar. Faz and Nemo, but I haven't heard of them. It says the world's leading tech enablement atom firm. Honestly, I haven't heard of them, so I wouldn't be able to give you an honest answer. What I would do is just Google that name and then Reddit, and you're probably gonna find some reviews on Reddit. But just be careful because some of them could be posted by themselves. But you got to be really careful with boot camps and training programs like that, because what they'll end up doing is, I've seen where boot camps will train you for like a year or two, and then they take like 20 to 30% of your salary thereafter. So you got to be really careful with things like that. Let's see, where are we at with questions? Thank you so much for hanging out, everyone. We hit our 10,000. We're almost to 12,000. If you don't mind giving a few double taps on the screen, I'd greatly appreciate it. You get points by liking, sharing, following. And then once you hit level 2, you're able to change my lights in the background here. Like this.